Hello everyone and welcome back to our hardcore world, Sapphire Vale. In the last episode, we built up this super cozy mining entrance that has a ton of utility, but there is one problem, and that's that I kept running out of wheat to make mud. This is what my current farming setup looks like, and it's not great. So in today's video, I'm going to upgrade our farm into an incredible cozy farmland, complete with a wool farm, melon and pumpkin farm, and lots of wheat fields for all the mud we would ever need. We've got a lot to do, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Now again, this is what our current farming setup looks like, and it's not ideal. In fact, even adding on this extra wheat field behind me wasn't enough for all the mud from last episode. I had to use every single piece of bone meal that we have. But I was thinking if we move our farmland over here somewhere, we can expand it. Right up that hill right there is where I spawned in, so I don't want to build anything with too many entities or anything close by this area, but I think over here is probably a great spot for the farmland. And if we just tower up here really quickly, there's quite a bit of space over here we could use. That being said, it's going to take a lot of brainstorming and a lot of terraforming to get this area looking right. Besides moving our cows and crops over, I think I also want to get some automatic farms over here. And we did find an ancient city last time, so getting an auto wool farm would help out with that. And I was thinking maybe an automatic melon and pumpkin farm too. But before we do any of that, I haven't left the Vale since episode 1 really, and I really want to go and get the rest of the tree saplings that I don't have, try to find some cactus, and just see what other biomes and stuff are around spawn. Plus, I have a small update on our mending villager. I have been leveling them up in between episodes. And not only do they have mending once, but they have it twice. And they also got looting 3, which is pretty awesome. But I do feel that this warrants giving them a very special name, Mendington. You guys remember from my first ever series, we had a villager named Mendington that sold us 1 emerald mending, and now we've got another version of Mendington that's even better than the previous one. I definitely want to get a special place for Mendington to live and also cure them so that they sell mending for 1 emerald, but first I want to go make some more bundles at home because I did get some more string, and having a couple of extra bundles for all the random loot that we're going to probably get will be amazing. I'm going to head down in this direction because there is ocean that way and we're going to need kelp eventually anyways. It is daytime, so we could technically go into this biome now, but it still freaks me out a little bit. Ooh, but there's one of those flowers, the eye blossoms, nice. It would also be great to find a flower forest while we're out exploring because I don't know where one is yet and I really want to set up some flower farms there eventually. The ocean's over to our left, but there's some cherry grove that I didn't even see before, so let's go ahead and grab some of that. Wait, I think that's flower forest right there. Gotta grab these pink petals. And of course we'll grab some saplings for these cherry trees too. And these couple of saplings here, that's probably going to turn into like 1,000 once we plant them back at the base. And we've got 3 more as well, so we're good. Now over here I did see some horses, so I was thinking maybe we could tame one to bring on our journey with us since I do have a lead as well. The only problem is that I don't have a saddle. Okay, I'm sorry to do this, buddy, but I need some leather if you could just give me a couple of pieces. Yeah, 3 is definitely enough. We can just go ahead and craft ourselves a saddle now, and then we can be on our way. Ooh, these sunflowers we could probably use on our farm today. And we might as well get a bunch of these other flowers too, just in case we need more dye. In real life, tulips are my favorite flower, and these ones are just so pretty. I love them so much. This is such a pretty island. I'm gonna remember where this is so we can come back and build here someday. Oh my god, where did he come from? Oh gosh. Well, let's just get these flowers and we'll pretend that never happened. We'll also just go ahead and get a tiny bit of kelp since I can always bone meal it later. And I know that this trip seems completely random, but I promise it's not because I really need cactus for green dye so I can make all the dye colors for all of the wool colors for our wool farm. Been boating for a while and we're finally finding some warm biomes, which I think is a good sign. Wait, that's a mangrove tree right there. I didn't realize that this was a mangrove swamp. I thought it was a savanna. Wait, it's like 3 trees. This is the tiniest mangrove swamp I've ever seen. Well, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of this mud because I won't have to make this by hand. And we'll go ahead and grab a propagule too because we can always bone meal the leaves later. Oh, there's another portal over here that we can loot. And what do we got in our chest? Not bad, not bad. I'm going to take both of these gold blocks and I'm also going to take the obsidian because I want to make another portal back to our base from the desert when we find it. And also it would be great to make some ender chests too if we could find an enderman to kill. This savannah is going on for absolutely ever. Wait, I think I just heard an enderman. Maybe down here in this cave? Okay, hello, I would like your pearls, please, if you don't mind. Please. Oh, yes, we got some. Nice. Okay, and I did bring a blaze rod with me, so we can craft up some eyes of ender. And with those, we can craft up our ender chest. And we can kill this stupid bat. Oh. Oh. Okay. Anyways, these ender chests are going to be super useful because we obviously don't have access to shulkers yet. So we can just go ahead and drop a bunch of stuff that we don't really need right now in there. Like we can put those in there and we can put our boots in there. And as long as we pick this up with Silk Touch, we are good to go. Ah, yes, here we are, the Badlands. Now, hopefully we can find a desert nearby or some cactus in here, but this place looks so cool with all the dry grass now. And here is some cactus right here. I know it's a little bit dangerous, and the last time I was in a Badlands, I did die in hardcore, but I do want to just check out and see if we can find any easy chests. Oh, here we go. There's one right out in the open, but nothing really of use to us. Maybe the golden apple for later. Oh my gosh, look at the cactus with the cactus flower. I love it so much. What? It is so, so pretty. Okay, wait, let me place these down. I'm gonna have to use these somewhere around the base. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. And you know, while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some gold because we'll probably need it. Okay, it looks like right over here, this is the start of a desert, and there's also more desert across the water. So what I'm gonna do is set up another portal here. And I've got my coordinates to my home portal written down, so hopefully we can just dig a tunnel into the nether to our home portal, and then we'll have an easy way to get back to the desert. Let's light this bad boy up, and let's hope that this is not gonna be the worst spawn that's ever existed. That would be pretty bad. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is actually so bad. What are we talking about? Okay, I'm gonna make like a safe way down, and then we are super, super high up, so we need to go down in the nether. And while I'm here, I'm also just gonna go ahead and grab some of these mushrooms. And you know what? Maybe I should also grab some of this nylium too. Ah, right. I'm not wearing gold, so the piglins are gonna be mad at me. And there's more over that way too, so let's go the other way. This direction actually is the way home, so if we go this way, we gotta go down a little bit. We can eventually link up with our regular nether portal. I'm actually hearing so many piglin sounds. I wonder if there's a bastion around here. Yeah, that was definitely a brute. Oh my god. Okay, wait. There's a bastion right there. Oh, this is scary. Oh, that's very much death. I know this might be stupid, but I think that there are chests like right there. And if we can just take out some of these piglins, they can't get to me, I don't think. Maybe we can find a netherite upgrade template. It's not guaranteed in this one or in these chests, but maybe we can just take a quick look. Okay, this is not what I expected to be doing today, and my hands are so sweaty. I like literally don't want to fall into this lava pit below me and die. I don't have any fire res potions. I don't have anything. I'm literally just using whatever random blocks I have in my inventory so none of the piglins can see me when I open the chests. I don't know if the baby piglins will attack me, but better safe than sorry. Okay, let's open this up. Okay, we've got a lot of stuff in here. Nothing is exactly what I wanted, but it's still pretty good. Maybe we'll get lucky over here, but nope. No smithing template and no pig step. That's okay though. We'll go to a bastion later on and find those things, but let's go ahead and keep mining our tunnel. We only need to go a few more blocks down. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, that's the lava lake. Okay, you know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, call me a coward if you want in the comments, but I just want to be safe rather than sorry, and I don't have any fire res potions, and I don't have like a totem or anything, so I think I'm just gonna head home the normal way, and I'll bring you guys back once I get there, or if something interesting happens. And of course, nothing interesting happened on the way home, except for that I found this open and exposed lush cave right near the mountain that we live by. And even though it's a little bit dangerous, I thought, why don't I go in and try to find a couple of axolotls and some other lush materials. In the cave, I grabbed a bunch of big and small drip leaves, a bunch of glowberries, spore blossoms, and of course, one color of every naturally spawning axolotl. I also saw one random chicken that I decided to try to get up the mountain, but I'm sure you guys already know how that went. Oh no, the lead broke and he's in the power snow. No. Let me get him. Oh my gosh, my shield. This is horrible. He's dead. He's dead, isn't he? Yep, he's dead. Oh my gosh, I hate it here. Before he died, he did lay one egg, but unfortunately I didn't get a chicken from it. Last time we did not update our map, so I want to go ahead and try to update this really quick. So we should just be able to walk towards our new area. And oh my gosh, yeah, look at it revealing there on the map. That is so sick. The copper gradient that comes out on these maps looks so cool. I absolutely am in love with this. All right, here we go. And there is our map all taken care of. And to tie up another loose end from last time, I want to go ahead and grab the stuff to cure some of the zombie villagers that we have. And we're going to get this all brewing up because I think I also want to add our mending villager into that. If we can go ahead and get her into a boat, then I can just pull her out of the top through a hole. Okay, we're getting there. We just got to get a couple more blocks higher, I think. And I don't have any more dirt, so maybe just a couple of cobblestone. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. And now I'm just going to drag her over to where we have our other zombie villagers so that they can zombify her so I don't have to find another zombie. Now this other zombie villager should be able to come out and try to attack us. Just doing a little look in free cam and absolutely this is working. Okay, there we go. We've got 2 zombified villagers in there. All right, let's try to get them into separate boats so that way they can't zombify each other later on. And okay, the other one went in, I think. And hopefully we can get this guy to go in. Yeah, there we go. That was kind of painless. From chopping all these dark oak trees, I have so many apples, but I don't have that much gold. So we might as well fortune up the gold that we got from the mesa. By the way, I do promise that we are going to actually make something this episode. It's probably going to be a longer episode than normal because we have a lot of side missions to do before we get to the actual project. Okay, I think our potions are also done, which they are, and I have enough gold to make a couple golden apples, so I think I'm going to do that as well. And now we can go ahead and just cure these ladies and give them the golden apples. That way they can all get cured from their zombification. And while we wait for them to cure, I guess we can do some chores around here, like grabbing all of our lava. Oh, there we go. Mendington is all cured. Let's go. Oh my gosh, my inventory is completely full. Hold on. 1 second, Mendington. That one's done. That one's done. Okay, we're all done. Okay, now we've got 2 1 emerald mending and looting for 18, which is not bad. The other 2 villagers over here, I'm not going to worry about for now, but I am going to drag Mendington back over to her spot in the village. And I should be able to just break the blocks under her and she should fall back in the hole that she was in. There we go. And in my bundle, I do have some emeralds already, and I want to go ahead and just grab a bunch of mending books to put in my gear and my tools. Because especially for the project that we're going to be working on today, we're definitely going to need to be able to mend up our tools. And all of our armor too. And now I know you're saying, but Frogcrafting, you don't have an XP farm. And with that, you'd be right. But what I do have is a skeleton spawner I found last time, and we can convert that into an XP farm. Now, normally I would do this in a quick time lapse, but I literally am going to be time lapsing so much later on in this episode with all the building that we're going to be doing that I think we'll just speedrun this one together. So we just got to make a 9x9 box around the spawner. A box like this should be good, but I need to figure out where I'm actually going to kill the skeletons. And let me just fill this in really quick. If we keep mining this way, it should link up to our bigger room, which is right here. Now let's open this up a little bit to give ourselves a little bit of extra space to work with. And now with our spawner over here, I think we should make the mobs fall down into this wall over here. Now we need to dig them a 3 deep hole going all the way into the wall for the water to carry them into the drop chute thing. Then we gotta place water sources back here so we can force the mobs to fall down into the hole. And a bucket of water here to push them along. Now right here in this hole, we're gonna put a wall so that the mobs get forced up, and then we're gonna get the water to run over it by breaking these blocks. Then we'll get 3 signs placed on top of each other. And now with our soul sand below us, we get to dig out the bubble elevator. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and if my math is mathing, this should be the last few blocks until we fall into the drop chute. Okay, perfect. I'm not going to worry about making this look pretty right now. I'm probably going to do some live streams later on for that. But right now, I just want to make sure that this works so we can get back to the project. It appears that they're getting stuck, but I think that I didn't make the bubble elevator. I am so silly. Let's just go ahead and fix that really quick. Oh my gosh. Okay. Unfortunately, I think I just have to go down here and start fighting them because they are going to kill each other way too slow. And then we'll go ahead and add a kelp. And I've got some bone meal here too. So we'll just bone meal until it no longer bone meals. There we go. And then break those. And then now this should be working. Okay, the skeletons are coming through. And so later on, I will make this into an actual like sorting system and a better chest system. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and mend up my tools. Okay, we're back and we've got 50 levels on the hotbar because I did stay there a little bit longer to get some extra levels so I could craft up some new shovels. And now I want to go ahead and enchant these just to get, efficiency 4 and I'm breaking 3. We love to see it. That's perfect. And we'll go ahead and slap mending on both of these. And I want to come over here and start doing some of the terrain work that we're going to need for our farm. Now I'm gonna set up some chests over here to collect all of the dirt and flowers and stuff. And maybe 3 diamond shovels is a little bit overkill, but I just want to go ahead and smooth out some of this area so it's not as rough to work with. I just think it'll lend better to the farm if it's actually on a little bit more of an even playing field. So let's go ahead and lock in for a time lapse. And while we're working away down there, I just want to take a moment to say that if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like and consider subscribing if you're new here. It really does help out my channel and I appreciate all the support so much. Okay, welcome back. The terrain work is mostly done and I've gone ahead and set up some outlines out here that I want to talk to you guys about before we continue on with the project. So if we quickly tower up here for a second, and then we can get an overlook of the basic idea I have for the farm. Now I have gone ahead and added some pathways in here. And then in the back over there, I've got some cobblestone, which I want to be like all of the different structures around. So those would be 2 little silos. We'll have a big windmill, and then we've got the barn, and of course a little cow pen over here too. And then all of the spruce leaves kind of make these weird little shapes all around. They're kind of fitting in between the pathways and the buildings. Those are all going to be for flowers and crops. And then that big one back there is going to be for the wheat field. I'm going to put the melon and pumpkin farm below the windmill, just down underground somewhere so we don't have to worry about making that pretty. And then over in the barn will be the wool farm. I feel like this layout is pretty simple, but it's going to be nice once it's all filled in. But to make our automatic farms, I'm going to need redstone, and I have none. And I think before I start building, I want to set up the wool farm so we can use some wool later on in this episode for something else. But I think before I do that, I'm going to have to go into the caves. Okay, let's try to make this quick, and we'll start right over there. Ooh, I will never pass up on some free diamonds. Like, genuinely, I think the warden could be chasing me. If I saw diamonds in the wall, I'd probably still try to stop and get them. Oh, and there's some more free diamonds. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, now to make a redstone flex pile. It's actually not that much redstone that I got, but I think this will be enough. At least I hope it'll be enough because I really want to finish this video by day 300, and it's currently day 235 right now. Ooh, just over 4 stacks. That should be good. Let me go craft all the stuff for a wool farm. Okay, I think I've collected everything that we're going to need for the farm, so I've got all the hopper minecarts and all that stuff, and all of these dye colors here as well. And I thought that we could go ahead and quickly start speedrunning this farm together on camera. There's no specific tutorial that I'm using, just because I've done this so many times, I just know how to do it now. But if you ever need to make one of these and you need a tutorial, there's a ton that are really good here on YouTube. Get our hopper minecarts placed down. Over the hopper minecart, we're going to add a grass block and an observer, and we're just going to keep that going all the way down. The observer detects the grass block when the sheep eat, so it knows when to shear the sheep. Then we need a block for the redstone signal to go with the redstone dust. And then all of our dispensers are going on top of the observers, and I really miss Swift Sneak right now. I'm so slow. On top of the dispensers, I'm going to put shroom lights just so that everything stays lit and the grass keeps growing. Then we're going to make the walls of the pods for the sheep out of glass so that the grass can keep growing underneath of it. I'm going to craft some stained glass of every color so that I can mark each pod with glass and wool for the sheep color that's supposed to go inside of it. But because I don't have the wool yet, I'm going to set these up on the dark oak planks, but eventually I'll swap out the dark oak planks for each color of wool that goes with the sheep and the glass. And with that all done, I just need to get the redstone in the back here and get the sheep in here. So let me go ahead and take care of that. Okay, now that all the sheep are in place and we've got some wool producing, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start collecting some resources so that we can build up the rest of our farm. The area that we have to fill in is so massive and we need so many resources, so much tuff, so much spruce wood to fill this all in, so we better just go ahead and get started. Okay, before we do a final reveal for this project today, there's one more thing that I want to do, and that's to go to an ancient city. Last episode, while we were mining for all of our ores, I found one down in the cave, so I want to head down there for a very specific item. And this item is a skeleton skull. I really want to finish this project by day 300 in-game, and right now we're on day 281, so I don't really have time to go farm a trident. Risking our life to the warden is definitely a little bit more time efficient. Now, I'm not super interested in looting the entire ancient city today, I just want to get a couple of skeleton skulls. And maybe we can find some swift sneak too. Well, 3. Maybe we can find some swift sneak as well, is what I should have said. I'm nervous and I forgot my shears, so let me grab those. Oh my god, why is that so loud? Why are the ender chests so loud? It's been a while since I've been in one of these, so... Oh, there's a skeleton skull right there. Okay, let's go get that one. We just have to be very, very sneaky. Slow sneak. That's what we're doing right now. We're just slow sneaking. A couple of shriekers can go off before the warden would be summoned, but... Oh my gosh. Wait, the advancement scared me so bad. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm gonna try my best not to set off too many of those shriekers. I don't want the warden to come near me at all. There we go. Nothing set off. Nice. I realized I haven't told you guys why I want these skulls so badly. And that's because I've been working on a little bit of a project on the side that I'm going to show you guys at the very end of the video. And I think this structure right here will have another skeleton skull for us. Ooh, gosh, though. Is it worth it with all these shriekers? I'm just going to do my best to cover them all up. Okay, I think I got everything up here all covered up, so if I just cover up this chest as well, hopefully I'll be able to open it with no problems. Oh, there's a shrieker right there. That's the closest one, I think. Well, let's just hope that this is gonna work. Whew. Other side, that's very, very nice. And some echo shards. Very cool. Okay, let's go ahead and open this one as well. Hopefully this is good enough. I don't know if it is. Ooh, okay. That was not good. And there's no Swift Sneak 3 in here, so unfortunate. There is a skeleton skull over there though, so unfortunately we're just gonna have to power through it and maybe set off another one. I just want to get it and get out of here. Gonna try to cover like every single spot that I can see to try to make this not make any noise. Oh my gosh. All right, let's take it. Of course. Okay, well, you know, that's what happens when you're just a girly pop trying to decorate, I guess. You just get your life threatened. I hope you guys can't tell, but in real life, like, my hands are shaking so bad. I'm so scared. You know, I could have a third one go off before I have to leave, so we could sneak around a little bit more and look for Swift Sneak 3. Is this a very dumb idea? Yes. Am I gonna do it anyways? Also yes. Oh, there are diamonds right there, but that's definitely a trap. I am not going to do that. If I hadn't set off 2, I would already go over there, but... Ooh, that also looks terrible over there. This is horrible. Okay, I just need to find a place with not a lot of shriekers. Dun, 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 dun. I have to try to make myself laugh, otherwise I'll cry. You know, I wonder how the dripping sounds from all the dripstone aren't affecting the warden. Like, how are they not summoning the warden? Ooh, there's a chest over there. And that shrieker looks easy to cover up. Let's go over there. Oh my god, what is bro doing? Is it worth it? Is Swift Sneak worth it? I should come back with a totem. Like, what am I doing? Oh, there's a shrieker right here. Of course, I didn't see that one while I was far away. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just cover that up really quick. We'll just cover everything. We'll just cover every single thing. What the hell is this? Oh my gosh, why are there so many sensors? Oh my gosh, right next door, there's also like a billion of these. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Just gotta cover up everything. I think we just cover up the whole ancient city in wool. Okay, moment of truth. We're good, and we've got Swift Sneak 3. Let's go! And Swift Sneak 2. Okay, we'll just take that too. I'm just gonna take everything. And the other chest is also safe. And it's got a bunch of other stuff in it too. So let me go ahead and just take all of this too. But that is it. I am out of here. I am not coming back here until I have a totem. That way, in case I do set off the warden, that maybe I'll survive. I don't know. No, like genuinely, I have to get out of here. Otherwise, I'm gonna myself. I've never been so happy to see this ugly staircase. Oh, and this beautiful daylight as well. Okay, Swift Sneak is going directly on the pants, and I know it's gonna cost 19 levels. I knew it. I was gonna say that, but I don't even care. That's not even that expensive. I'm so happy. Oh yeah, look at that. We are fast. We are sneaking swiftly. Swiftly sneaking, one might say. One might say it was number 3? A third version of Swift Sneak? Do you ever realize that you might need help? Because I might need help. I've placed 3,000 wheat seeds today and I went to an ancient city, so I think I'm just a little bit out of my mind. And before anything else, let's go place these skeleton skulls. As I mentioned when I was down in the ancient city, I've been working on a secret project, although it's not that much of a secret. On some live streams, I've been working on the area where our skeleton farm is. And yes, I know that the entrance is not that great or secret right now, but one day it's going to be great. Trust me, one day it will be. And if you can believe it, this is that big cave that we were in earlier where our skeleton farm is. And this is where our mending villager is going to live for the rest of their days. And I want to give them a skeleton skull right over here for them to research, and then maybe put another one up here by the actual spawner itself. Right here. To give this area some lore, because spawners are kind of magical, I tried to replicate the nether portal magic with the amethyst in there because nothing is more magical in Minecraft than amethyst. I really wanted this to symbolize like a portal to another world where the skeletons are coming from, and that's why we have a librarian here studying them. Plus, it just makes sense that our mending villager lives where our XP farm is, and our XP farm is where these skeletons are all getting summoned from. But yeah, this is how we decorated the room from all of the live streams. And all of the drops are auto-sorted, so we've got the arrows over here, and then we've got the bones and all the other junk. And down here, I mean, I've still got to take care of these chests, but give me a break, okay? I brought over like 12 chests of stuff from the project area into my starter house, and I just haven't put anything away yet. But down here, we grinded out about 200 bookshelves and other things down here to put into this library, and I've been slowly converting all of the regular books that are in the chiseled bookshelves to mending books. And it's totally possible that I'll never need this many mending books, but you never know. If this becomes like a 10,000 day world, maybe I'll need more tools at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to add a bit of lore and storytelling to our XP farm, and you know, now our mending villager has somewhere beautiful to live. I hope you enjoy your new home. It's way better than all of the other villagers in the village have so far. Anyways, next up, it's time to head over to the farm because we've got some stuff to do before we're finished with this episode today. Because while I was recording this video, I was having some computer issues that were making my footage a little bit laggy and pixelated. It was such bad quality at some points it was really hard to see what I was doing when I was decorating, so I had to cut a bunch of that footage out of this video, which is unfortunate. So I did my best to put the parts that absolutely had to go in this video, like the wool farm and the ancient city. But one task I want to do together is planting my flower fields because I have now fixed the issue and shouldn't have any more laggy footage. And I just want to take a moment to apologize because I really did not intend for this video to be lacking so much detail between the ugly stage and the finished farm, but I only recorded a couple of days right before the holiday for me, and when I got back I was editing and realized, oh no, like this is really bad. If the pacing feels a little bit off in this video, that's probably why, but I overall did my best with the footage that I could salvage from this, and I hope that planting all these flowers together can make up for it. And thankfully we made that skeleton farm so we have unlimited bone meal now. Oh yeah, here we go. Our first finished field, which is a field of peonies, which I really need to use more in Minecraft. They're so beautiful. And over here, I did add a little passive glowberry farm. I mean, we have to pick them ourselves, but that's okay. I feel like that's really, really cute. And I added a bunch of firefly bushes, adding some ambiance around the farm as well. The ambience that these add are absolutely magical, but let's go ahead and grab some more flowers here. Let's do our oxeye daisies right in this patch right here. Even though this recording thing was a little bit scuffed, I still had so much fun with this episode and we got so much done. We collected all the saplings, we got all the dyes, we got 2 automatic farms going, we got an XP farm going, we went to the nether and almost died. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I was scared that we were going to fall in that hole. In this big section, I want to plant some cornflowers because I really want some native flowers to the Vale to be planted here. And our only other options are dandelions, azures, or oxeye daisies, which I don't have a ton of. And I don't know, I just love having big flower fields. Ever since I saw my friend Blockdown do flowers this way, I really love doing them this way as well. Especially with these flowers from Fwip's foliage pack, so major shout out to Fwip here because with these flower variations, these fields look so amazing. Oh yeah, that's one thing I really wish we had in vanilla Minecraft was flower variation. I can only hope that one day Mojang will consider adding that. Now right back here, I'm going to put our rose bushes because they are tall flowers so they can kind of stand over the cornflowers a little bit, but they're also super saturated so they might draw your eye a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, I love rose bushes, but I don't want them to overpower everything else that's on the farm. Now this field over here is a lot of yellow, so this one I'm not going to make into sunflowers. I think I'm going to do lilacs just to have a little bit of contrast. And of course, it's raining, but I can actually see the rain now. I fixed my rain. I don't think I told you guys this yet, but I fixed it. I don't know exactly what I did to fix it, but it's working now, so we can actually see the rain again and it's not all weird and glitchy. I gotta say though, as we keep adding more and more to this farm, it's getting so much more beautiful. I was really nervous for this episode for some reason because I didn't know what I wanted to do at first. But you know, I think I can confidently say that the answer to nerves is just adding flower fields. Look how beautiful this looks with all these flower fields that we've added. Now I wanted a huge sunflower field, but they're kind of facing the wrong way for where my thumbnail is going to be. So I got to do kind of a small one. And right over here by the barn is like the perfect spot because at least they're facing the right way. I'm going to have to add a bigger sunflower field somewhere else in the Vale though, because this is so beautiful. I love how whimsical sunflowers are in Minecraft. Okay, now while we wait for the rain to be over so we can do our final walkthrough, let's go ahead and update our map of the Vale. So I think if we do one right here. Oh, wow. Actually, most of the farm is on here. I thought we were going to have to do multiple. Then we've got to do another one right up here. And then we'll get this all filled in. There we go. Oh, also ignore all these chests. I have not put anything away yet. I just brought it all back over from where we were working on the project. Don't judge me. Okay, let's get these going. So this one goes up here and that matches up. And then the other one goes down here. Oh my gosh, look at it. I wish the flowers were colorful, but otherwise I still absolutely love this one. I cannot wait for the day that we redo this village so that all of our pathways and stuff can be connected through there. Oh, and a rainbow is shining. Aren't you so happy, Marcus? And I think it's time that we also reveal the name that I chose for our happy guest. And it was really, really hard. There were so many good suggestions, but the name that I chose, if you could come down here, please. Now I just gotta grab onto him. No, 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 no. Oh, I don't have any snowballs. No. Oh, this is the worst. Stop playing away. I just want people to see your name and then you can go back to being led up. Oh my gosh, bro. You are being ridiculous right now. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm on him. I'm on him. You can't see his name though. But the name that I chose for this happy guest was Phoenix because someone made a joke that this one kind of came out of the ashes of the other one. And I don't know. I thought that was really, really cute. As annoying as it can be when they get away, happy guests are so good. I used them a lot while I was building the windmill and detailing. And here we are for the grand reveal of the finished farm. I absolutely love this place so much. Along the pathways here, we have added a little bit of mud and coarse dirt and rooted dirt. I dotted around a bunch of the firefly bushes and I even built a little mini well over here because there is no like water sources around here. But eventually I do want to put like a river coming from one of those waterfalls over there. I really like the wagons that we made over by the mine, so I made another one over here with just some other pallets of stuff that were growing in the valley that can be shipped into the village eventually. Over here we've got a small little cozy section for our cows. I also added a couple of small wheelbarrows over here just for all the gardening that we're going to be doing, and then some other piles of stuff that we're growing over here. I tried to keep the palette similar for these silos, but I brought in some new blocks like the diorite and the calcite just to give it a little bit more structure. And then this one has some wheat in it, and the other one is just stacked up with melons and pumpkins. I brought in some more of the new foliage with the leaf litter over here, looking like dirt on the edges that you might have kicked up when you were gardening or walking around over here. And then of course we have our crops, so we've got a big carrot field over here, and across from it we have our potatoes, and right next to our potatoes, right over there, we've got our beetroot as well. I don't know if I'll ever need this much beetroot in my life, but we've got it in case we ever do need it. We've got our glowberry farm that I showed you guys earlier, and then of course we've got our barn as well. On the side here, we just have some chickens that I ended up getting back to the valley on a live stream where I basically just yelled at them to lock in over and over again while we were going over the powdered snow. And then we have our barn with our rainbow wool farm in here. Now there are some unwanted guests in here. We have 2 zombie villagers that I ended up capturing while I was building all of this. But I think I'm going to cure them and turn them into farmers so we can trade melons and pumpkins with them later on. But these have been working away. We've got all of our pods with all of the colored glass and the colored wool. I really love this idea. I got this idea from my friend Brooke. And then finally we have the windmill and the wheat field. And now this wheat field I'm so happy with because I planted over 3,500 wheat seeds for this entire field. So we should never run out of wheat for mud ever again. I kept the interior of the windmill pretty basic, but we do have a melon and pumpkin farm down here if you go down the stairs. And again, this is pretty simple, pretty basic, but I do wish that I built this farm just a little bit higher up so that it wouldn't be like on floor level. I don't know, that looks a little bit weird to me, but it's fine for now. I didn't add any auto sorting or auto crafting to this, so I do have to take the melons by hand and craft them up myself, but that's okay for now. Maybe one day I'll get an auto crafter in here, but for now it's fine the way it is. And then over here we just have some very simple decorations, a simple floor as well. I really like this whole place though. It's very cute. But with the golden hour upon us, I think that's gonna be it for today's episode. We are officially on day 290, so we did make it before our 300-day goal, although it does not feel like we have already been in this world for almost 300 days. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Like I said, leave me some comment suggestions for a name for this farm, because right now I'm just calling it Frogcrafting Farms, and that's not really that girly pop. So make sure you like the video if you haven't already, consider subscribing if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun today. Okay, bye-bye!